turns a 180 dump on the head.
You heard it there from Jason Chambers. We get to the third and final round bantamweight fight here between Jimmie Rivera and Willie Gates. And this is uncharted territory without question for both of these guys, especially for Willie Gates. You saw he looked a little bit gassed, a little bit exhausted there on the stool. We'll see if his cardio plays a role here in the third and final round.
Yeah, I think if I'm Willie Gates' corner at this point, I got to tell him, hey, you got to start putting combinations together, make him respect that distance so he's not just getting his timing down so well to shoot in. Right now you see Rivera just timed that jab, got underneath it, got to the cross-side position, past his guard. I think we're going to see the round come to a screeching halt. If Rivera gets mounted again, I think it's going to be a ground and pound decision just like he wanted.
Yeah, you have to think there's got to be a sense of urgency here out of the Gates corner. You know you're down 2 rounds. You've been dominated, especially on the ground, and thrust that body up. Try to find a way to spring your opponent off of you.
You know, I'll never forget I was doing a jiu-jitsu tournament once, and I was getting dominated. I was getting mounted and tossed all over the place. And I looked at my corner and said, what do I do? And they just said, do a better move.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what Gates needs to do here. He needs to do a better move. Because getting ground and pounded like that, see Rivera working around to the back. I wouldn't be surprised if Rivera just takes one of those arms and goes into an armbar that Gates keeps throwing up there. He just needs to secure it, get a little head and arm choke going or something.
Now, when Rivera got the full mount in the first and second rounds, Gates was able to sort of pry him off. But now when fatigue comes into play, isn't it much harder for him to get Rivera off of him?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have Gates has been riding the weight of not only himself, but also Rivera the whole time. And that does fatigue you.
Real nice left hand there by Jimmie Rivera after a brief warning for the hit to the back of the head.
Absolutely. And it's much less fatiguing on a guy that's mounted or on their back to work over. Looks like Rivera may be setting up a triangle there if he sneaks his right leg around his head. Otherwise, he just wants to punish Gates a little more. You know, there's nothing more frustrating than punching a guy for 15 minutes and not being able to get him to submit.
Surprised, I think, at this point that Gates hasn't been opened up at all, as you see Rivera land an elbow there, and you just wonder if it's a matter of a time here for Willie Gates.
Yeah, that elbow is kind of glancing. You know, I think at this point, if I'm Rivera, I know I've won the decision, maybe take a little more risk. You've established the fact that you can get mounted, you can throw down some heavy leather with the left and the rights, you've got a good base. Look for the submission, you know, go for the armbar, finish your fight.
Nice left hand there by Jimmie Rivera. Willie Gates taking a pounding at this point. And this was the expectation, by the way. Not an odds maker here, but Rivera was the favorite here in terms of the experience and the camp that he comes from.
Yeah, I think if Gates doesn't do something here that's fight-changing anytime soon, it's just going to be the ground and pound stoppage.
Again, Rivera doing a nice job controlling that right arm with his knee.
Here we're going to see Rivera try to lock in a triangle as he comes around, pulls the left leg behind the head. He said, you know what? I've tried this whole ground and pound thing. Let's just go in here. He's going to pull his head, extend his hips, cutting off the blood flow there. He needs to hook the leg, keep it nice and tight. That's a tight triangle. And it's all over.
That will do it. Jimmie Rivera, and he's got the crowd in his favor, gets the victory over Willie Gates, and nice triangle choke to finish off the fight.
Yeah, that was a great triangle, you know. It didn't go the way that Rivera wanted with the ground and pound. He said, you know what, I'll take this last 2 minutes here and we'll slap on a triangle, because if I can't knock you out, I'll choke you out.
Well, Jimmie Rivera knew he was going to have some crowd support tonight. He certainly has it, and he certainly delivers. The pride of Ramsey, New Jersey, improving his mixed martial arts record to 2-1, and it has to feel gratifying for him to get the finish. We know he wanted that finish at all costs. Some fighters don't even feel like they win when they get a decision. Complete domination for Jimmie Rivera. Survived the cut that was opened up in the first round and disposes of Willie Gates rather quickly there in the third. All right, Jason, now we take a look at the end of the fight.
Yeah, we have the triangle choke slapped down there. Now, when Rivera pulls the back of the head, it's just making it nice and tight. It's cutting off the carotid arteries. He hooks the leg so that he can't post. And that's as beautiful as a triangle as we look at. Let's take a look at that from another angle. We can kind of see how he gets into that. He pushes the arm across. He's going to grab the back of the head and extend his legs. You see here, Gates goes to stand up to try to pull out. Smartly, Rivera grabs the leg, takes away his balance and leverage. Nothing else left to do. As a happy camper.
Yeah, Jimmie Rivera getting the W, the biggest stage of his career, and he takes advantage of it. I have to think if you're the CEO, Bjorn Rebney, sitting cage side, I think you're pretty excited about what you saw there from Jimmie Rivera. So Jimmie Rivera improves to 2-1. We send it inside the cage for the official announcement.
Damas y caballeros, este combate concluye con un tiempo oficial de 3 minutos 17 segundos el tercer asalto. Ladies and gentlemen, this bout concludes with an official time of 3 minutes 17 seconds of round number 3. El vencedor por sumisión a través de triángulo. Your winner by submission by triangle choke.